Here are 5 ways you can reclaim your stolen attention. Number 1. Improve your relationship to your phone. What does your relationship to your phone look like? Do you find yourself mindlessly scrolling, distracted from that which is important to you? Do you feel you might be comparing yourself to various figures online? And what about validation? Do you think you're somewhat dependent on the validation from strangers to keep your self-esteem afloat? What if, instead of your phone, you found some of these negative traits in your relationship to your phone, in a partner, romantic or otherwise? Would you see that partnership as healthy? What would you do to improve that relationship? Would you work on it, or would you feel it necessary to end that relationship? There is a proven link between unhealthy phone use, in particular social media, and ADHD. Little rewards give you a shot of dopamine, and therefore pleasure. The more you associate pleasure with phone use, the greater the likelihood of developing an unhealthy, compulsive, toxic relationship with your phone, where you become less and less able to derive pleasure from experiences away from phones. Although the dopamine detox is a popular and trendy way of severing this tie, before you do that, I first recommend improving your relationship with your phone. You can do this by turning off all your notifications. Also, you can delete or make less accessible any applications that you find yourself compulsively and constantly going back to and back to. Maybe download an application that restricts the amount of time you can spend on those apps, or forces you to enter a password when you go back onto them. Try keeping your phone in another room overnight, or at least on the other side of the bedroom, so you can't go on it when you're in bed. Enforce a rule whereby you don't go on your phone between certain hours of the day, for example between 9 PM and 7 AM. Secondly, improve your sleep. When was the last time you felt truly well slept? And what about having this experience of being well slept for days, weeks on end? Have you ever experienced this in living memory? Do you know what it feels like to be well slept? Or have you normalized getting merely 5 to 7 hours of sleep every night? And how is the quality of your sleep? Studies show a link between symptoms of ADHD and not getting enough sleep. What constitutes enough is subjective to a degree, but it's likely you're not getting enough sleep if you regularly experience things such as irritability, the inability to focus for sustained periods of time, worsened memory, poor or risky decision making. A good predictor of poor sleep, however, is to check in with your state upon waking. Do you feel groggy or sluggish, or do you awake with a spring in your step, a lust for life? Sleep is imperative for a joyful and productive life, and if you're lacking in this department, you've got a great surprise when you start getting your sleep back on track. You'll experience a greater ability to focus, to multitask, to feel joy and gratitude for the little things in life. You'll also find yourself with improved memory, greater productivity, amongst other things. To improve your sleep, I recommend starting a little ritual to help yourself wind down. First, enforce a no screen rule 2 hours before bed. Second, take a nourishing, long, hot shower. This can help your nervous system calm down and ready your body for bed. Ensure, if possible, that your room is cool. Around 18 degrees is great, but anything below 20 should be fine, as long as it's not too cold. You can also crack open a window, turn on the AC, or failing those things, wear less, wear nothing, get a lighter duvet. Just go to bed feeling a bit cool. Finally, ensure that reading is the last thing you do before bed. You can go for 10 pages, 15, try not to put too much pressure on yourself and stress yourself out. Just read a few pages if you'd like, just to help you wind down. Next, we've got journaling. Journaling can help you align your goals to your values. It can help you discover your values in the first place. It can help you reduce stress through self-expression. It enables creativity, and it helps you develop self-awareness. The act of journaling, however, requires sustained attention on a single thing, which can help rewire your brain so that you're more able to derive satisfaction from stimuli outside the digital worlds of TikTok and Instagram, for example. The self-awareness aspect of journaling is very important because becoming aware of what's going on within you can help you process difficult emotions and heal, which can help you feel more joy and satisfaction in life and become more present. If you've processed and worked through some difficult emotional terrain, You're less likely to be distracting yourself away from those emotions in all your spare moments, which gives your attention span a much better chance of returning back to its normal state. Journaling can be quite daunting, quite intimidating to start off with, so I just recommend grabbing a pen and paper or opening Word and just writing down whatever comes to mind. This could be, I don't know how to start journaling, I don't know why I'm doing this is boring, this sucks, but just getting that out is journaling, and that's a step. And just know that by journaling, you're focusing on one thing, which is retraining your focus, which is what this is all about. So it doesn't matter too much what comes out, it just matters that you keep going. After decluttering your mind, you might want to create a to-do list for today or tomorrow, and just refer back to your journal throughout the day, ticking off every task you've completed. Narrow your focus. This step might sound a little redundant, given we've just gone over journaling, which is about narrowing your focus down to one thing at a time. However, I just want to stress that you want to take this tool out with you into the world, outside of journaling. When you become aware that you're multitasking and that you're distracted, try dropping some of the things that don't serve you so much and focus on one thing at a time. You're welcome to come back to those other things, but focus on that most important thing for now. The problem with multitasking is that whenever you switch tasks, you expend time and energy refocusing. And over time, this is a lot of wasted time and energy. This time could otherwise be spent focusing, which is what this is all about. So instead of multitasking, where we sometimes feel more productive, try single tasking, and you might find your results change for the better. Focusing on one thing at a time not only increases our productivity, for example, but it also improves our attention span, and not only that, but improves our resilience toward distraction, which is quite important. Finally, we have reading. Like journaling, reading is a single task experience. That is, unless you're making a cup of tea or doing your homework. But as per the last lesson, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Reading, however, is one of the best ways to develop and improve cognitive ability, and you can develop awesome emotional skills such as empathy and compassion. It can also help lower blood pressure and heart rate, reducing stress and contributing to a healthier, longer life. Reading can also be incredibly fun, that is, once you start developing your capacity to pay attention for greater periods of time. Developing a reading habit can look as simple as reading 10 pages before you get into bed. It could also look like taking a book or an e-reader around with you and pulling that out as opposed to your phone when you find yourself bored and wanting to become distracted. When it comes to reading, like journaling, and like any difficult new activity, make it as easy as possible to start. Try to choose a book that really calls out to you. Perhaps it's a book that you've been wanting to read for years, or it's been heralded a classic and you really want to see why. Maybe a friend has a book you absolutely must read, they say. I hope these 5 tips will be of some use to you. I will just say that underpinning all of these activities is a desire to improve oneself and the feeling of curiosity. You might want to try asking yourself questions such as, what might life look like if I were better rested and more able to concentrate? And what if I felt more joyous, wasn't compulsively comparing myself to others, and found ways to help those suffering around me? Can I unveil my creative spark? And what will this look like? Finally, follow your curiosity and believe that you can and deserve to live a happy and meaningful life. And just take the action you can take today, because action is what helps build these beliefs. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week's video.